Pnc News First is presented by the Bank of Guam, the People's Bank. Pizza Hut, we're taking pizza to where it's never been before. Taco Bell, the only place where you live Moss. Colgate, the #1 brand recommended by dentists. And IT&D.
PNC News First, broadcasting live in high definition from Tumon, Guam, on KEQI and KTGM, and on KPPI on Saipan. Here is your PNC News team.
Hafa and good evening. You're watching PNC News First. We are live from the Broadcast Center in Akanta. I'm Jolene Tovis. Thanks for tuning in. Topping our newscast tonight, following the assembly of 6 firms to serve as legal experts in the upcoming PFAS litigation effort, the Office of the Attorney General has announced that the CNMI has joined in on the fight against water contamination in the region. Let's check in with PNC's Amanda Dedicatoria for more.
According to an update from the Guam Office of the Attorney General, the island's solicitation for expert legal services allowed firms to extend their proposals to the CNMI. And after evaluating the offers, CNMI Attorney General Edward Manabusan selected the PFAS litigation team for assistance on the issue. Regarding the prevalence of PFAS in the Marianas, the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation, the governmental entity that operates the electric, water, and wastewater services on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, issued a report last week that it detected high levels of the substance in 12 areas on Saipan and advised consumers to avoid ingesting water from those districts. Short for polyfluoroalkyl substances, PFAS refers to a group of artificial chemicals that do not deteriorate and can cause adverse health effects such as birth defects, certain cancers, and changes to the immune system. While they can be found in food packaging and furniture, they can also contaminate water supplies. The affected area in question was the Astrolahi tank in Saipan, which was found to have had a PFAS concentration of 138 parts per trillion, exceeding the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency's health advisory of 70 parts per trillion. PNC reached out to Attorney General Manabusan regarding the CNMI's progress concerning the PFAS litigation effort, but did not receive a response as of newstime. Amanda Dedicatoria, PNC News.
In other news, the home invasion suspect who was shot dead after he ran from police has had run-ins with the law before. And while authorities have not identified the suspect, a police report ties Anzel Pobletti to the crime. Let's take a look. It was Carl Peterson's home, which Pobletti attempted to gain entry into last week Wednesday, pointing a gun to his face and firing off a shot. But despite being armed, the suspect was not able to enter the home, as Peterson, in the heat of the moment, reacted to the intruder's presence and was able to secure his home's door. The suspect's vehicle, which was captured on surveillance footage, appears to have been the same vehicle pursued by authorities, which crashed into the Andersen Air Force Base barriers. The suspect was at large on Andersen Air Force Base for several hours, prompting a lockdown of the military base. It wasn't until Thursday morning that AAFB PAO Staff Sergeant Zachary Bumpus informed the public that the suspect was apprehended and taken to a civilian hospital for treatment. The suspect subsequently died as he was shot during an altercation between AAFB security forces after he allegedly stabbed a military security officer during his apprehension. But it appears that this is not the first time Pobletti has assaulted a peace officer or ran from authorities. Court documents indicate that in March, Pobletti assaulted a woman known to him, kicking and punching her at a Dedado home. When police arrived, they say that Pobletti had requested to talk about the incident away from the woman. But as they were walking, Pobletti made a dash for the house. Court documents state that police were afraid that he was attempting to retrieve a weapon from the home and gave chase. It was then that Pobletti hit the officer in the chest and, according to another officer, struck the officer on the shoulder several times. For this case, he was charged with assault on a peace officer and family violence. This means that Pobletti was on pretrial release when he attempted to gain entry into Peterson's home. Keeping our eye on crime, trial in the Manila machete attack is days away, and in preparation, the two young men who stand accused for the attack appeared in court on Monday. Wednesday has been set as the day the jury will be selected in the case involving Emmanuel Resalap and Jordan Ratchalap. According to Superior Court Judge Vernon Perez, the task of selecting a jury may be challenging, as the case has been in the public spotlight. The machete attacks did not go unnoticed by the community, as it sparked conversations among island leaders and prompted a series of public safety meetings in villages around the island. Monday's court hearing focused on a motion for psychological evaluation of Resalap, which has already been completed. His attorney, Samuel Tecker, shared that he is considering filing a motion for a more in-depth evaluation of his client, as he is facing a life sentence if convicted. Trial will commence once a jury is selected. Judge Perez anticipates that jury selection will take 1 day, saying, quote, "I think the sooner we complete the trial, the better," end quote. A continued pretrial conference is scheduled for Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. In other news, 59-year-old Augustus Santos had just celebrated his birthday on August 14th. Full of aspirations, Santos had big plans to take care of his family, but those dreams were cut short as an accident took his life Sunday evening. Today, his family remembers and honors his life, providing us with a glimpse into who he was. Let's take a look. Augustus Gus Santos was the eldest of three. He was a father, brother, grandfather, uncle, partner, and local businessman who did everything for his family. Growing up, his family says that he was a rough and tumble type of guy who never took no for an answer. It's been less than 24 hours since Gus's life was taken in an electrocution accident. His brother John recalls that they were on a mission to pick lemai, and despite the rain, Gus decided he would climb a breadfruit tree, but after picking 2 lemais, John looked up to see that there were sparks in the tree, and Gus was holding on to a pipe. At that point, John says he knew what happened to his brother and saw him fall from the tree face first onto the ground.
I hold him up. The last word he said was, boy. And I said, just stay with me, boy, just stay with me. I didn't know what to do already. I was lost. I ran out in the middle of the road to try to stop the car just to get help. Nobody stopped. I took the car and I went all the way up to my house, hold her, call 911. Cars got hurt, got me through. I'm gonna go down. I flew back down, hold him up again. Let's just keep talking to him to stay with me.
But Gus did not survive the electrocution. The tree that Gus had climbed has now been chopped to the ground, and a cross stands in its place. His family, reeling from the incident, still in shock about his passing, shared with PNC a glimpse into Gus's life.
He likes to help people out there. Things that people ask him to see if he can do it, he'll do it. No matter how hard, he will try his best, and he'll complete what he asks. They ask. One way or the other, he'll do it.
His family describes him as a jokester who loved to make people laugh, but when it came to his business, he was a workaholic, a man of his word who was always rushing to make sure they got their jobs done. Gus opened a janitorial service 1 year ago with his life partner, and when he wasn't focusing on work, he enjoyed hobbies like crab hunting, rain or shine, and always indulged his sweet tooth.
He likes to go out with the family and enjoy, life, like eat out or do something with the family. Or we'll go to McDonald's, eat ice cream, which is his favorite. It's ice cream. Every time we go anywhere. And finish work or anywhere, let's go eat ice cream. I said, let's go there, we're going to go.
Ice cream.
Yeah, they would all start laughing. And then we'll go up to the governor's house at the lookout. We'll sit down, look out. Just to get fresh air away from agate.
No matter what he was doing, his family says he was always willing to help out in the community and always put his family first. His eldest daughter recalls the day she first met her father at 16 years old. It was a day she knew they would get along perfectly.
He was underneath. He's with a friend, and they were fixing it. And I said, hey, and he kind of knew who I was. And he said, hey. And then he says, get into the truck and press the gas. So I thought, wow, okay, I'm gonna get along with this guy. I knew that he was a good person, so he's wanting to help people.
Now that Gus is gone, his family has made the commitment to follow through with his last wishes.
I promised him something that he has, to make sure that what he has on hands was his own business, to keep it up and do what he does. He knows, I know you can do it no matter what. I know you can do, I show you everything I can. You can do it if something happens to me. And I promise that I will, whatever happens.
Well, don't go anywhere. After the break, we take a look at a new flight service to Guam and Saipan.